Hi, I'm Stu Kagan, and welcome to Born Scrappy, the podcast for scrap metal exporters and traders. Join me in conversation with some of the most experienced traders and operators that have helped shape this incredible industry. In today's episode, I'm joined by Jawed Ahmed. Jawed is the chairman of Qaryan International. The Qaryan Group have their physical sites in Saudi, and their trading office is based in Dubai. They are a huge player on the global scene. Keep listening and find out exactly how big. In today's episode, we talk about looking for the opportunities, decide on the plan and be prepared for the challenges, why KYC is not just a box ticking exercise, how to make our industry more attractive to new recruits, and so much more. So let's get into it with Jawed. But first, intro. Hi, Jawed. How are you?
Oh, doing well. Thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm excellent. Thanks, man. I'm just so chuffed to have you on Born Scrappy. It was just the other day I was sitting in your office, so so excited to see you on the other side of the camera.
Oh, likewise, my friend, likewise. And I'm so happy to see you on camera.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much. So,
You're welcome.
Javed, we've spent quite a bit of time lately. We sat at Kolkata, we sat together at the MRAI for a while in your booth, a couple hours there. We I actually watched you at the BIR. If anybody was there in Abu Dhabi, you were on stage with my good friend from New Zealand, Paul Coit. So we spent quite a bit of time together with all my traveling and that over the last few days. And I was in your lovely offices
Thank
probably
you.
2 weeks ago now. They love it. I met the whole team. It was a fantastic time. So thank you for hosting me there. Um, I wanted to ask you, tell us a little bit about your journey, how you got into metal recycling, and more about Al Qaryan if you can.
Stu, thank you very much for inviting me on your podcast. And my story start long days ago, and it's very funny. And I like to share with you. When I start career, I wanted to be a banker. So my whole education, whole qualification, even commerce and business study goes for the banking and financial institution. And I did it. After completing my MBA in finance, I went to bank and I got a job, what dream job I wanted to get it. Believe me, I was working for the largest private bank everyone know in India. It's named SDFC. I got depository. The people where come and deposit their fund. But I got a job like a back end, like in operation to be processing the whole operation. And I want to be a part of the customer handling to be know customer what they're thinking, how the business is running. So from day one, though I was a back end guys, back operation, I wanted to come in front of the people and saying, hey, how I can help you. So my career started like 2000 and early 2000 first quarter, I joined the company and I was so happy, so blessed, thinking, well, this is what I dreamed it and I got it. Okay. After a year later, I got a call because my boss, uh, he's a nice guy. He was a GM, Girish Bhatia. He said, well, I saw that you're excited all the time to be frontline. You wanted to be a part of the front team. Shifting you from the repository to go in mutual fund in the same company. And I was so excited because I was getting a chance to go into. And I worked 1.5 years having huge transactions, getting exposed in the corporate. Believe me, that we have no file. Everything's working on digitalization, like everything's due on the system. One day I got a call from some recruitment agency that you wanted to go for Saudi Arabia for sales job because he see my profile. And I said, well, I never decided, but let me look at into. And then he sent me the offer and I was excited and I said, yes, I want to go for that. Though I changed my, destiny. They changed my plan. I went to Bombay. That time we said Bombay, like today we say Mumbai. And I had an interview. They selected me. He said, hey, here you go. 3 weeks you have to fly from here to Saudi Arabia and Riyadh. And I said, well, I'm so excited. After 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, I came to know that company, and he called back their, uh, they are not going to hire the guys. They called back because Saudi come into that, and they decided to not take these people into Saudi Arabia because the government announced the all sales jobs should be the Saudi citizen. And well, I was coming back. I went there to collect my passport, and I was coming back, and I said, "Hey, let's go back to join my again the banks where I have been started." My friends meet in between and said, "Hey, Jawed, why you are going back? Why not trying to go into different company?" And I said, "No, no, no, it's enough. The first time I tried, and I'm somehow it's not I failed. The company don't want to take me because something their own region." He forced me to go to attend one interview. That was in Bombay. I went in. I just remember it was Oberoi Hotel, and my chairman, the group chairman, Muhammad Qaryan Al Gahtani, is a dynamic guy who built this empire. I have full respect for him and for his family. I met them, and he said, after meeting few minutes, "Are you ready to come with me in finance?" And I said, "Hey, my God, I never been anything to go into finance. I'm the guys who wanted to do the business." He convinced me. And finally, I said, "Yes, I'm coming with you." And that my journey started from there. When I landed in Saudi Arabia 2003, believe me, I found very difficult because I was living in nice office, large corporate, and landing with the scrap company. Okay, though I was knowing this is the scrap company, and I found myself is tough time to understand this business. But when I went inside, I found untapped opportunity that we need to grow. We can enhance it. The company can be helpful from my experience. So I start, working the finance, seeing that what could be figured out to make the business can grow. And I start discussing with the chairman, Mr. Muhammad Garyan, and he is dynamic guys. He always respect the talent. He never said no, even he know very well. If you give any suggestion, he just, listen you very well. So I just start giving, left and right ideas that, we can grow this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And believe me, his brother, Mr. Hamud Garyan, who was the MD that time, both supported me like a left and right. And we start exploring here and there. I found everything's in manual, and I went one day to chairman and saying, "Hey, I find it there's no software in the company, no proper software." And he smiled on my face and he said, "Jawed, you know that you're working in a scrap company." And I did remember I told them, "Boss, for me it's scrap or gold, both got value, and I'm talking about the value side. So if scrap got a value, we need to have any right software." And he smiled and said, "Okay, I know what you're saying. Let's start." So I'll start finding the software company. I found a software company, placing in the system. And after placing that software, we organized very well into know that what is going on. And then that software was not enough. We went into Oracle ERP. That ERP was excellent. We worked last 10, 12 years. That was excellent. And finally, last 10 years or maybe 9 years ago, we decided to go for much bigger software, which is called SAP ERP, which is one of the best software in the industry for the trading, for manufacturing, for processing. And we invested a lot of money into that. So I've seen the growth. If you look at today, where I'm working as a chairman, it's Qaryan International, is a trading company. It's a global trading company where we buy B2B. We're going for the warehousing. We got the warehousing. The next level, just investing into, backward integration like a plant, any plant. And then the final eventually we will land into the mines. But I wanted to give you something. Al Qaryan Group is, I must say, the largest in region. We do the last year almost 1.65 million ton, ferrous and non-ferrous. Our turnover should be over 2 billion, all consolidated one. We have large any team members. That's maybe 2,400 or 500, little more, I believe. And Saudi got like 24 yards, which is, all yards where we have export yard and where we have a feeder yard. And we got like backward integration for steel mill, then copper plant, the plastic, and this we are thinking to go forward to see how it can process. So this is my, in a nutshell, that how we came to this level, Stu.
It's quite funny. So many people I speak to, everybody comes from different backgrounds. Everybody comes in a different way, lands into metal recycling, right? And you landed in, 20 odd years ago, from the banking industry, and you were able to see things like, we need software, and I'm sure that was ahead of a lot of other people. But what I'm glad to have got from that is, for people to understand the size of your corporation. Al Qaryan is a gigantic player in this industry. Huge amount of volume coming out of Saudi, and then huge amount traded globally as well, which obviously falls directly under you as well. So tell me briefly, what's a day in the life of Javed like? Do you get up really early? Are you a late sleeper? Are you coffee? Do you, yeah?
It's a good question. Stu, every day is different. We're learning every day. And in trading business today, we're learning last 5 years. Every day is not the same day as you spend yesterday. You got a lot of challenges, but you got a lot of opportunity too. You know, so for me, I find that if I learn yesterday, that we can use tomorrow, right? So if I learned yesterday, I can use today, and then we can go forward. So for me in trading business today is very important to understand, or even the processing or the large. In this industry, you cannot be stay that what you built it last year or last 10 years or 20 years or 30 years that you can stay. You have to find every single day the new things. We say all the time, find a new opportunity, focus it, and keep growing your business. If you don't grow yourself, one day you will be on reaching on the saturation level, right? So we find every single day that the new thought that, okay, this is what we're doing. I'm not talking about to go outside industry, within the industry or beyond the industry. So for me, Ani, every day is a different. It's not the same that what you did yesterday, I have to do today the same, and then tomorrow and forward the same. No, we are different. We every day we think that what we can add next into our day. This is the way we work.
It's incremental growth, right? It's if every single day you're getting 1% better, it's compound interest, right? At the end,
Exactly.
you're so
Exactly.
much better. Yeah, exactly. 1 year of every day 1% better, you're a different animal at the end of the year. You're in another level. So I'm a big believer in that as well. So you wake up in the morning not sure what you're going to get through, but you're going to work on getting better and looking for opportunities. Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree the same. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, Javed, talk me through a trade that you've had to deal with previously. You've been doing this for a long time. A trade that was a difficult trade, something that really you had to get stuck into. It didn't go the way you were planning, and what you learned and what you maybe changed with your strategy after that.
Well, it's a lot. If I count, I can't count it. But the only one thing I can tell you with confidence that when we made a business plan, we know these challenges and tough days that is going to become over. But most important, when we plan any business, whether we're talking about a group or we're talking about the trading business, we make sure, including my team members, if I say about my team and my colleague, and God blessed us that we got a very good team in place that who understand the same language. If initially we talk maybe different language when we start any planning, any business, any structures, any strategy, but end of the day we align together. This is the business plan, or this is what we decided we have to go through. So whenever we decide the business plan, we make sure that we can achieve that what we decided. This is the most important. We know fact that while doing this business or doing this process, we'll get challenges, bad days, tough days, that we are prepared for that. So I assure you that whatever we decided so far, we ending with the success. We never failed into our success. But I'll tell you any few of them that I remember recently when we started trading company. We got like a lot of any hiccup because it's maybe tiny knowledge or early knowledge into trading. We got huge issue in South Africa. Though I respect customer, I respect supplier, there was a mismatch. And I believe the quality issue was there indeed. Perhaps we could do the better way, but ended with huge pressure. And the problem was there. I don't want to take the name, but because we treat our customer as a partners and our customer treat as a partner to us, and we learn from our mistakes, right? So we got a bigger exposure. I believe if I say it's more than $37 million, right? And we ended to taking a tough decision to recall back whatever the quality issue I don't want to send to our customer because customer is my everything, right? So I took decision, though my board was not aligned. I'm saying here, but I'm revealing this. But I took a call to save my customer, save my company, and save the goodwill of the Qaryan group because that's as we build it. I know the materials got an issue. Let's call back from there, and that was a huge, expensive call. So that was one of them. And in trading, also find people are do cheat, fraud. I bought copper, ended with the empty containers. So lot of things is happened last couple of years. But after this all mistakes, we learned that how to go to buy from the real partners, to do the right KYC, know your customer very well, visit them, making sure if you cannot visit everyone, so get the reference form. We do the KYC forms, the large form today because developed it by the top four audit company. So we got a reference. We're talking to people. Like I said, you see, you are from New Zealand, you know this XY company, and I trust you, you trust me, and then we do the trial. So after all this, the mistakes happen. I think we are doing good. Now we aligned. We need to learn more, but I believe we are going perfectly okay.
So it's interesting when you're looking to do a KYC, one of the things you do is a reference check by speaking to other parties. I always recommend that, right? You can't always get on the plane, but as long as there's a trusted party that you have who is able to go and visit them or knows them already, immediately that makes you feel more comfortable, right? Like you say, if I'm in New Zealand and you've got a new company here in New Zealand you want to buy from, how well do I know them? What's their reputation here locally? What's their quality like? Am I even able to get in a car and go and see them for you? Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
So
Yes.
when we call you as to this is the guys, and you said, okay, this guys I know him very well, fairly is doing well business. We set the credit limit for them, right? That initially we can start business for a couple of $100,000. Okay, reaching up to that levels, make sure that somebody from my team has to visit them, do any validate the all information. It's not that to checking the only credential, the checking that what exactly my supplier need from me. This is the
Mm,
most important. Knowing about him, this is very crucial to know that he is fact that he is really holding the same credentials what we understand. But more than that, to understand their know-how, they understand what exactly need from me. So
mm.
once reach this business some certain labels, we ask my guys or including me to visit them, see, meet with him, understand his process, and then provide the services what exactly he needed.
Yeah, yeah. And that was really important. I just wanted to ask you, on the trade you spoke about earlier where you had some difficulties, you mentioned you brought it back. Did you actually bring containers back from the customer?
Yes. So there was a huge issue on the quality. Okay, the customer is being upset, saying that your quality is not good. And I sent my colleague and my team members to go do inspection. They found quality is issue there. That quality could be fixed very easy, but it was created a huge large issue. So to not going forward to put things in dispute, I decided to return back because I know the quality issues there. So we called back that let's return, and it was a huge couple of dozen container of copper. We called back, and it's
Yeah.
more than $1 million to paying detention and everything.
Okay, so the first few containers were opened. It was identified there was a problem. You then decided bring all the containers back, which is a great idea. I'm not going against. I'm just clarifying. So you then said bring all the containers back because what you didn't want is to have a massive issue with your customer now, who being the buyer, who now grades all your material and sees all your material like that in the future. Plus, how are they going to handle this if the impurities are too high or if it's off grade?
No, we had a business with them since 4 or 5 years ago. We don't have any
Mm,
problem, not a single
mm,
problem we had with my customer. So I respect the customer, and the credentials, the commitment, though they have a tough time for a little bit paying late, but I believe the customer is absolutely a great shape. I like them. We're doing business even today because for me, the most important that to shape the relationship. Save the relationship is the most important because once you save the relationship, the business is come forward. Business always, I say, is a byproduct. If you have a
mm,
relationship, the business will come. If business is there, you can make money. What you lost, you can make money. So we did like a huge business with that customer, and
mm.
we have no problem. The problem was is the real quality issues.
Yeah,
That quality issues goes in different direction, and that I must say that we could handle the better way from the both end, but we learned both sides,
yeah,
and we're
yeah,
doing fantastic business today.
yeah. That's great. Um, it's a great story. Tell me, how do you decide who to sell to? So we said earlier you do a KYC. You want to make sure these guys are valid or legitimate buyers, whoever it might be. How do you then make a decision on who you should and who you shouldn't sell to? Now we're talking about the customer side, right? When you're selling for the first time, do you go and visit each party?
Well, I told you that you cannot visit every single party, but we got like a office some countries, and at most of countries are associates, right? So, for example, let's say we have office in China. If any Chinese customer where is the major customer there, if I got it, my office will go see him, understand, and then we start the business. So I didn't have any problems in the Far East so far in my life because everything goes very well, right? And in India, we have or Europe or Far East like Japan or Korea or Taiwan. Everywhere we have our own associates, like brokers, right?
Mm, mm,
And we trust broker. And sorting out the broker is the most important and key factor in our company. We don't hire anyone in our company, either we're talking about an Qaryan group or Qaryan trading, that you can come and say, I'm a broker, I can provide the prices. No, we have to know the broker itself that he is really having the credentials, how long he's working, how his office is working, how many staff is working, how much reputation in the market, right? So if they are giving like, this customer I know with my, the great credential, this is, you can trust him. So we can go for a small quantity, a small sales, like not, I told you, we have a credit limit for everyone, right? So we
mm,
can go up to that credit. That is the only risk, right? If anything goes wrong, that money is might be risk. Okay. If those goes well, then we visit them, and we have every year's visits, every 6 months visit, or somehow you're visiting somewhere, you're just visiting them. But eventually, we visit customer and visit supplier, and very regular.
mm, mm.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of travel that goes on. There's a lot of people visiting other people. What sort of data do you monitor? You spoke about software earlier. How do you monitor what your people are up to? How do you monitor the volumes, the margins, etc.? What do you utilize for that?
Well, we define the things that what we need to do and what we need to get, right? So we do the business plan or budget for the years, the short term a year, and the long term, we're talking 3 to 5 years, right? So I'm talking on immediate budget, that the budget we decided to do like $1 billion or $500 million in trading, and we need to make a GP certain labels, right? And that the bottom number should be certain level, right? So it's my job to look at like a dashboard to understand how much we have long position, short position, the trade margin, and then what comes like capex, opex is already given there. Like we defined it already that how much is being cost, right? The trade cost, and whether we're getting the bottom number or not. So if bottom number is coming or the way we agreed means the business is going the right direction. If you find any deviation on that number, what we agreed, and we have to involve ourselves to look at into the team where is going wrong. Might be some decision taken out for a strategy that let's take it to go in, right? And we understand that, okay, this decision taken by so and so, let's proceed it. So the most important to see our agreed plan, agreed budget, agreed either talking about a top number, the GP, NP, or talking about a return on investment. So everything on key factor given in the system, we see every month or week, and we understand things is going right direction or wrong direction. And wherever you find this is not going the right direction, you involve yourself, see, and figure out what is going on, and can support your team.
So it's really important you set that target, you set those goals with a whole lot of metrics. And then from there, you only interfere once you know somebody's off target, which I think is great.
Yeah.
You let everybody, as long as everybody's heading in the right direction, that's great. No micromanagement needed. Nobody likes to be micromanaged. However, if we're off target, then we get involved and we find out what's going on. Yeah, right?
Well, so look at in the trading company or running any large processing company, the yard, it has to be very well structured. And I must say, it's my personal understanding and personal feeling, very strong feeling that the management has to be very flat. That should not be complicated one, right? This industry is not well structured, right? So the flat structure is always required into this business. So if you're given someone to running the business and the business is running accordingly, you should give them the space because you have to, delegate your the business plan to your team, right? And team has to take care. And you have to be all the time with them to support left and right on his shoulder, saying that you need any assistance, I'm here. So whenever goes like off plan, then they come forward or you can approach them. I seen in my organization all the time that anything goes beyond the team come forward. We never go forward to ask them what is going on. He said, hey, Javed, I'm getting 1, 2, 3 challenges. What's your feedback? Shall I take it or shall I and go according to plan? And you have to take a call depending on the market. The market is a bullish or bearish, and then he said, okay, go ahead accordingly. So last year goes the same way of what we're talking. The business didn't go with the plan and we taken care. I called the board meeting. I told them that we agreed 1, 2, 3, but things are not moving forward because with following challenges. And the board said, yes, this is the market. You can go ahead and do your best. And believe me, we did better than that what we agreed. End of the day, not on the profit side, but on the management side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, right? Because in a flat structure, you need really good people, right? So
Yeah.
how do you look after your people? How do you make sure that you don't lose your key employees? How do you make sure they don't go to somebody else or leave the industry or, how do you look after your guys?
Very good question. We have a huge industry today, and that industry is going to be more and more with the circular economy. So let's talk about the people, how you can manage it. So from day one, this is what I learned and what I put forward in my organization. When I made my structure of the company, defining very well from the beginning, saying that any beginner, I'm not talking the experience holder, the beginner can join as a officer or clerk, and one day he could be the CEO. The time defined. So if you look at our structure, we are giving them that you can go to and you join finance, commercial, operation, IT, or HR, but the whole structure is going to connect with the CEO, right? So the last job is the CEO and the chairman, right? So there's no barrier that you can stuck up any place. You can be as a accountant, or you can be a junior traders. You could be operation officer, and you can be one day CEO. The only the time that how much you learn from this business, how much have potentially to grow this business, right? So we made a very good structure, and then we made a succession plan, right? So if a structure is very good in line, people understand that he started here and he can ending up to that levels. Believe me, everyone happy to see that. And this is the reason most of people, my team members, are very old. I joined, let's see, 22 or 23 years ago, and I have nobody that left us in my department so far. I'm so blessed, so grateful that the whole team is still with me
That's
so
excellent.
far.
Yeah, that's awesome because if you've got people that are staying with you for a long time, you can achieve so much more. Having to retrain people, bring in new blood, new juniors, etc. It can really affect culture, and it can make you stagnant and struggle to keep the trajectory in the same direction.
Yeah, it's true. If you look at, our industry is not very attractive. I don't say this is any very much like newcomers wanted to come into.
Mm.
But if you project yourself as a corporate branding that you are doing something better for your environment, better for your nation, better for your country, better for the world, right? If that message, if you can create it, anyone can be attracted to your company and can say, okay, I'm ready to join you, right? So today, I believe for all corporate or all good company who are working in this industry, you have to make it a brand to come forward to attract the good talent, right? The talent goes for the IT jobs, banking jobs. You just name it, not in a scrap industry. But I must say that today, the people talking about a circular economy, I think this is the best way to attract the people to say that you're doing for your nation and for your country and for the whole world, right? So,
Yeah,
any
100%
yes,
agree. I'm like, that's exactly it. If we're going to get the next generation, and the next generation is very interested in the circular economy, they're interested in sustainability. Now, no one does it better than the metal recycling industry. So, if the next generation is interested in that, what we need to do is promote what we're doing, and one plus one will equal two. It's that simple. But right now, our one is not being done. There's the sustainability piece. We're not making ourselves known enough. And I think over the next 10 years, you're going to find we're going to become more and more known. We'll get more and more exposure. People are starting to, I guess, come out from their hideouts where everybody in our industry has been hiding. Nobody likes to mention that our industry makes a lot of money and kept it all secret. So slowly but surely, we'll come out and we'll start attracting the next generation.
I
talking about
agree.
next talking about next generation, what do you see happening with technology in our industry? What have you seen? You brought in a bit of software 20 years ago. You've had SAP come into your business, and I'm sure that was a huge project and cost a lot of money. Where do you see us going?
Well, as a professional, when I start my career, I believe that technology can change the world, and this is a proven that the technology is changing the world in all segments. Not talking about only recycling. So for me, the industry where we work, it's required the best technology, right? Still, we had a lot of process or a structure or processes that is not well defined, right? And you can see the many gray area in our operation into yard or into process that only technology can bring them. So today, if I say something that my quality is the best one, right? I say it's the best one. It could not be the best one, right? So the only technology can be bring the transparency. Transparency. The word I'm addressing here, the transparency. It's called technology, right? Either we're talking about the AI or software or any digital platform where you can really prove yourself that you are the best into. So for me, the technology is the best part of our industry. It's required to be had it and to attract many industry that we are doing the best. If you look at 2 decades ago, everyone say you are a scrap guys, you are doing the bullshit job. We can't trust you. You don't have a credentials, right? But today technology bring people saying that, hey, we are doing the best job in the world. We are making any environment cleaner than that what you're doing the job, right? So you must respect us, and that is all happening due to this technology, right? So I'm very positive forward for technology.
Yeah, our industry is being legitimized. We're becoming from being that junkyard, in the back of the suburb somewhere or in the back of the city. We're now actually becoming the pride and joy. Well, hopefully, maybe that's pushing it a bit. We'll get there, but we're slowly becoming more, as I said earlier. getting more exposure for the good stuff that we do. Technology will come hand in hand. I think for a long time, our industry has avoided technology because we were scrappy. And I think the next generation are coming in and going, we want efficiencies, we want data, we need to do things better. And I think technology, yeah, absolutely. I think I agree with you, will play a very big part. Let's talk
Sure.
about how you've used capital to grow your business. So I don't know if you're able to talk about how your business uses capital, or how you would recommend companies to use capital. Is it you worked in a bank? Should they be taking bank loans to buy equipment? Should they be taking their time and slowly and self-funding it? Should they sell equity? What sort of experience do you have, or what have you seen in that sort of space?
Well, Stu, I can talk if I could take a decision that what could be any decision. So, for example, if you are running any business, like let's decide X business you are running, and you know that your capitals, your working capitals are giving return for investment X. Let's say your return for investment is giving 30%, right? Or 35% or 20%, whatever the percentage you are getting last 3 years, 4 years. That money you can create a capital growth while keeping in your working capital, right? And you got a chance, opportunity to invest this money into the capitals, like you're talking about assets buying, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Assets,
So
yeah.
if I would be the guys to take decision, if my fund is working like beyond 20-25% return on investment, I'll never involve 100% my own money into the any assets buying. I have to take kind of mortgage loan, the
Yep.
lowest interest, any maximum percentage as much I can get it, and the minimum percentage I can put it into, which is minimum requirement you have to put it, and I can keep my money into business where I'm getting more than 20% return on investment. So, for example, the bank loans are for the mortgage is 3, 4, 5, 6%, right? So I'm paying 6 to 7% to bank, and I'm getting from my money 20%. Still, I'm getting like more than 10, 12%. So I'll suggest to people who have these data to understand that what their working capital are bringing money back every year or every month, then they have to be consortium that the percentage has to decide. You have to go for any the mortgage and plus
Mhm.
a smallest person from their own capital to invest into.
And can you tell me about some equipment you've bought in all the time you've been in Al Qaryan that either a really great purchase or a really bad purchase? If it's bad, don't mention the name, but happy for you to mention some good names if you've bought any piece of equipment that was outstanding.
uh, if you look at like Algerian group, that people say that we are one of the leader that we go forward to test all equipment, right? If you come to our yard and see that we try to get all relevant equipment in our yard to test them, right? Most of equipment or machines, what we bought it is work very well. The only we say that machine didn't work well or that machine worked very well on the percentage wise. So I can give you the example, any machines or equipment we bought and it's working over 90% of their productivity, we say this is working fine. But recently we find that we are growing fast enough. We had like old machines from the different countries, especially I'm talking the briquette machine. I don't want to take the name. They all are partners. They're giving support from the day one because our company is last 36-year-old company, right? So we had a partnership with all vendors from the day one. They give us their all contribution up to our success, right? But recently, if I talk about a briquette machine, shear machine, that amazing because I'm not talking about the production that how much production they give, but they give any headache-free maintenance. So, for example, if you're running like at 1,000 ton the briquette non-ferrous, and you have a couple of machine and they're not working well, you are all the time stuck up with the maintenance, right? So recently, like I believe, a couple of years, we start buying Mezzo, Lindman Mezzo. It's a great machine. They are doing fantastic, less maintenance, and once you install it, it's working and absolutely fine. We bought, I think, 7, 8 years ago, almost 10 years ago, that some shear plant from Italy. Great, they're working, yani, absolutely fine. So we took some right decision on right time, and really those machines are working absolutely. And I must say, great working, and we are so happy with that machine.
What you said you bought a large share, Italian. I'm guessing Vizzani. It's a
Yes.
good purchase, so we can say them, right? We're not saying the
Yeah,
bad
we have
name.
almost three.
3 Vizzanis, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, no, they're a fantastic piece of equipment. I think I've seen them in a lot of places over the last few years. It seems to be quite common. How long ago did you get yours?
I didn't remember the years, but it's supposed to be 2014 or 15, something like that.
So you've had them for a while. You would have been
Yeah.
getting in
It's
there
10
quite
years
early.
almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 14 or 15. I
Mm,
guess 14 or 15.
they've become quite popular now. I've seen that.
Yeah.
So, so Javed, one of the things that we do, we ask who you would like to see on Born Scrappy next. So, is there anybody in mind who you think that I should interview?
Yeah, we had quite a lot, my friend, who are working because we are in this industry last 25 years. So I know most of them, all of them. But if you ask me the first one, I'll give one of my close friends, Jimmy Skipsey, who sit in USA in Cormet. So I believe you
Mm.
should speak with them because he's the guys who is in this industry last 25 years, and he worked in commercial metals long, and then he
He was
worked
at
into
Alpert.
and
Wasn't
then
it Alpert as well?
Alfred in Alfred
Yeah.
the longest time,
Mm. Mm.
and now he joined a new company Cormet. Okay, so I believe he's the best guys to learn a lot of from him. His friend or my friend, common friend, is Michael. Michael is the best guy. We're working together. You
Which
can take care of
Michael? Which,
Michael is a gym colleague. He was also working
okay.
as a commercial director in Alfred in Alfred.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we'll get on a Jim. Absolutely. I am speaking to him. I think next week I've got to chat to him. So I'll mention to him that you said we should get him on the show, and no doubt he'll join us either for this
he's a
season or
great
next
guy.
season.
He's a great
Yeah,
guy.
no, Jim's great. That's awesome. So, Javed, we're running out of time, and I want to just finish up with how we always finish up, which is getting to know you a little bit better. So,
Okay.
I always say that if somebody sees you in a conference and they want to break the ice and they're not sure how to come up to, if they know what your favorite something is, it's a nice way to break the ice. So, what's your favorite movie or TV show?
Well, I watch movie, I watch TV shows, but if my favorite is one of the TV shows, it's called Kapil Sharma Comedy Show. It's a comedy show. It really, if you watch, you keep laughing. So I like them a lot. Okay, even my wife start watching because I watch a lot. So he's
That's
my
awesome.
favorite.
Awesome. So you like comedy. That's great.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite book? Do you read a lot?
Not very specific. I read a book, all of them in the management and kind of other books, but not very specific.
Okay. And do you have a favorite place to visit?
A lot. The first my place was in Singapore, and then it's become Munich in Germany. Okay. But I like Singapore most of the time in the winter, not on the summer.
I was there a couple of weeks ago. Um, yeah, it was fantastic. I love Singapore. Great place to visit.
Yeah, because their climate match with us.
Yeah. It's perfect. That's nice and easy. That's awesome. And Java, do you have a favorite quote? This is my last question for the day. Do you have a favorite quote you like to use?
Well, what I do, I'm just sharing with you. And we should be visionary. We got a visions and we have to achieve it. If you have no vision, it's very hard to manage your career. So
Mm,
I appreciate that the people have to have their vision that where he wanted to end it, and he have to execute them, not the only thinking.
mm.
So if we
Have
become a visionary, yeah,
vision and achieve it.
achieve it. Yeah, have a
Right?
vision and achieve them.
You can't have the one without the other.
Yeah,
If you just
yeah.
have a vision, you're just a
It
dreamer.
doesn't make any sense if you're not achieving them.
Yeah, exactly. Java, this has been lots of fun, man. I appreciate you coming on to Born Scrappy. Thank you for joining us.
So happy to be in your guest and talking about my journey. Thank you very much, Stu. If you feel anything more you wanted to hear from me, I don't want to say goodbye because we are a friend, and anytime and you at your disposal. Let me know anything we can help each other.
Thank you, Javed. Cheers, mate.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.